The black wind begins to blow. Okay, give me your best shot. Hey everybody, Brian Von Vier here. If you haven't recognized that line, it is actually from a game called Chrono Trigger. It is the opening line to one of the best boss fights you're ever going to get. So, in that same vein, what is the best opening line you ever gave to a boss, part 2? This hasn't happened yet, but I've been planning my big bad evil guy intro for my new campaign. As the party is being gathered among the other cadets and listening to the most powerful man on the planet's speech, a rift opens up in the crowd, and out walks a 10-foot-tall man wielding a massive glaive.
Ah, hello there, old friend. I see. This is where you grow your cattle. Shall I take them to the slaughter now, or wait for you to send them to me?
At this point, an NPC the party loves to hate is actually going to charge at the big bad evil guy. As he is running, the big bad evil guy says,
"Actually, killing hundreds is just a statistic. Killing one is a message."
Subtle spell power word kill. The NPC drops.
Ah, will you look at the time? I have to go, but next time I will make it a one-way trip.
A rift opens behind him and sucks him back in.
Reality isn't real. Time is an illusion. This is my realm, and you are nothing more but prisoners in my own mindscape. Now prepare to have never existed.
Guest maze on one of the PCs. Cesar Vignier, loosely based off Bill Cipher, but HOD of Contracts and Chaos. I've got one planned. This villain is the high priest of a theocratic kingdom who is spoken to by his god, actually a powerful eldritch entity, and told to conquer and destroy the religious orders that claim to speak for the divines.
The gods' will is law. If they should deign to reach their hands out in blessing, or stomp upon us like the ants we are, so be it. Even I, my Lord Vignier's prophet, could not defy him if I wanted to. Who, then, are you, who is anyone, to reject the natural order? Yea, the words are absolute, and as the extension of my dark god's will, I, too, am absolute. Ye willful ones who hath stoked the flames of rebellion amongst my subjects, I make my decree unto you. Disappear forever.
And one for his eccentric lieutenant, a reoccurring opponent. This is my last chance, you know. If I return to him empty-handed, well, you can guess what will become of me. Oh no, you misunderstand. I don't fear death, quite the opposite. In fact, perhaps it'd be best to just run back having failed to kill you. At least if I'm ritually sacrificed, I know my soul will go to strengthen our Dark Lord. You wouldn't even have the decency to kill me, right? But then, even if one has one hand tied behind their back and a blindfold over their eyes, one will never hit the bullseye without shooting. Yes, I'll take my chances, and with any luck, we will spiral into the void together.
Well now,
reattaches his severed head.
That wasn't very kind, was it? I expected a thank you at least, but I guess I'll be seeing you.
The big bad evil guy had been following the party for amusement, and when they got into a fight they couldn't win, he showed up and killed the enemy in one turn by ripping out his heart. The paladin, who was the only one still standing, pumps a max divine smite into a crit and deals a ton of damage to try and decapitate this new villain, only to have the head keep talking as he calmly puts it back on and leaves via teleport. And hopefully you guys liked my teleport sound effect too. I try. Back again. And I see you've managed to wipe the drool from your mouth. Bravo on that. But these interruptions must come to an end. releases a mutated T-Rex monstrosity. Remember your friend Grux Scaleborn? He may look a bit different, but I assure you, his strength and bottomless appetite is unchanged. On the first trip to apprehend or defeat the King's Archmage, who had been abducting lizard folk from the slums and turning them into horrific monsters, the party set off a few traps. One included a trap chest in the mage's bedroom that cast Feeble Mind on the sorcerer who opened it. Party decided to continue on, confronting the mage. He laughed at their attempt and gave them a chance to rethink their choices. Party does end up retreating, healing the sorcerer and returning the next day, more carefully this time. A bit late to the post, but this was a wizard whose unorthodox experiments cost him all who he held dear, and when the party attempted to prevent them from further disrupting the world with his experiments, I had him say this before rolling initiative.
You do not know what loss is, but don't worry, I shall teach you its meaning.
You could have all served willingly. Shame. Not an opening line, but a lich saying, "Fetch!" to the druid as they plane shifted the unconscious barbarian into the abyss was pretty sweet. The party defeated an enemy who they believed to be the big bad evil guy, but in reality was the right hand of the big bad evil guy. Before she died, her final words were, "You should run. You survived me. Nobody survives him." As she dies, a portal opens behind the party, and the big bad evil guy steps through. Boss music plays. I'll get back to you in a second. Cut to the other Discord channel with players who haven't yet escaped the maze spell.
I don't have time for this.
Mortals, you believe yourselves saviors, naturally. You seek to write the conclusion of your legend. Blech. There's no conclusion more natural than death.
Perhaps dreams aren't such great things after all.
The final boss in my feudal Japan setting, not too dissimilar from L5R. Kill me, Sato. I can feel myself losing to this cursed magic. Ugh. Let me die a samurai, not a thrall to Tachibana. The battle took place on a rooftop under the pouring rain as they desperately tried to chase down the villain and capture him to bring an end to the war. The context is that the PCs have to kill one of their closest allies after he's been kidnapped and controlled by the villain to be used as a bodyguard. This ally actually helped train one of the PCs, named Sato, and took him under his wing throughout the campaign, building a really close friendship with basically everyone in the party, but especially Sato. It really hurt my players to have to fight their favorite NPC, but it also scared them because they knew how strong he was. It was a really beautiful moment and ended the campaign on a very bittersweet note. The players won the war and Sato became the emperor, but he lost his closest ally and father figure in the process. By far, my favorite campaign that I've ever run. This was actually the first time we met him, not in the final fight. We were walking through the woods after just having rescued the prince. It took like 3 6-hour sessions in one dungeon. And we were feeling good, walking towards the nearest town when hundreds of cultists came out of the woods and instantly tied us up. Out walks this massive, godlike man who we talked to. I made fun of him. He decides he does not need to deal with us, but our paladin NPC friend tries to stand up to him, where he is instantly beheaded in front of us. This is right after I was forced to kill my master in the dungeon. Finally, the big bad evil guy takes the prince and disappears into the forest. I'm glad you could join me here, at the end of all things. Your will to rise and try to stop me is now the fall of reality. And it could not have happened without you. Your precious gods will surrender themselves to our masters for the rebirth of the stars. Your efforts are for naught. Your very fates have foretold it. You shall feed the pyre of their undoing. Big bad evil guy of my ancient Greece game. Things got Lovecraftian. We were stupid fucking Doctor Who obsessed teenagers at the time, so this bullshit I found in the bowels of an old drive actually worked. Look at yourself. Look at what you're doing. You stand there, a tiny speck of blood and flesh without armor or weapon. You are bereft of a ship, a following, or a modicum of skill, and you have the temerity to threaten me? Congratulations are in order, for I am amused, and that does not happen often. Now consider, I have marched at the vanguard of armies uncounted, Judon and Sonitarian, and all the things between. I am the heart of the legends, my deeds are of wrack and ruin, fabled across time and space. I've seen the stars and civilizations undone by my hand. Too many to count that died weeping and cursing my name. I beat back the angels when reality was young and barred the passage of the screaming god at the end of time until he could be sealed away behind inexorable entropy. And now, little man, you think that you scare me? No. I am the destroyer, and you cannot have my fucking wallet. Piss off before this gets serious. You should have left the corpse well enough alone. Blatant Lady Maria rip-off vampire when the party came into a house of Demir Blacksite to rescue the niece of a powerful sorcerer, only to find a random corpse serving as a decoy. Wrote but never delivered. I was like you once, the blind perseverance of one who does not understand their limitations. Don't you see? All roads lead here, every moment, every choice. We are the axis about which the world turns. Time itself flows in our footsteps. It was always going to end this way. There were 5 different endings planned depending on whether they won, lost, turned the BBG, sided with the BBG, or unlocked the true ending. What was the true ending? The time of your trial has come. As the judge, I have condemned you, and now as the executioner, I shall pass the sentence upon your souls. Background. In a pirate campaign, we hunted down someone that broke the pirate code. He had lied to his crew and was pleading ignorance to murdering someone in a safe haven. After all the evidence against him was given, he was preparing to send his crew to fight us off. My character, the captain of our crew, to all ye who have heard the evidence against Captain Estes, ye are given a choice. Take no part in this fight. Lay down your arms and go free. Or stand with a traitor and lay down your life for a coward. Decided to go with an intimidation over persuasion, rolled an 18+7, everyone but the first mate stood down. Hey, good job, make them all walk the fucking plank. Hey everybody, Brian Von Via here, checking in after the vid. Make sure to leave a like, to subscribe, and to ring that bell in case we post or go live, which we sometimes go live here, but very rarely. We instead typically would go live on Twitch or maybe very seldomly on TikTok, which has a lot of our little tiny itty-bitty story clip-outs over there that you can listen to as a one-off. Links are in the description below for both. Now, if you have a story that you'd like us to read here or live in a stream, make sure to submit it on our subreddit r/MrRipper, as we check that more than we do the comments below. But you can leave them down there too, but on MrRipper, you can actually see everybody else's stories out there and contribute to somebody else's thread if they make one. That being said, you can come check me out, Brian Von VA, over on Twitch and YouTube, where I do a whole bunch of stuff. Also, I try to end things on a happier note or a more positive note. And I just want to say, I hope everybody is doing well out there. I know we are finally into the 3rd month of the year, and we've been well into it as of this video. And honestly, I know 2022 can be kind of a harsh time, but it's going to get better. It will get better. We have survived, the millennials, we have survived so much in our short years of life. Like what, 6 pandemics, several different wars. We have survived a hell of a lot, and we're going to continue to survive. So no matter what's going on in the world, I just want everyone to know, stay together, stay loving, stay friendly, say hi to people, talk to people, and make sure everyone out there knows that they are actually important to someone. Even if it's some random stranger like you guys just saying hi in the comments to each other, do so. Because you never know how much that actually might help somebody through these trying times. All the love to everybody, please be safe, be happy, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.